Hello students, welcome back to Sri Vidya Lakshmi Matriculation Higher Secondary School YouTube channel. Our school is uploading videos on different subjects and different topics for the benefit of the students. We hope these videos will help you to understand the concepts better. In physics, we are discussing Unit 1 Electrostatics. Today we shall discuss some numerical problems from textbook. Please watch this video. Hope you will understand the concepts better. We hope this will help us to score good marks in the board exam. An electric dipole, two equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance constitutes electric dipole. Two equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance constitute electric dipole. Two equal and opposite charges. If minus q is here and plus q is here, two equal, it must be equal charges. Two equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance. Okay, let it be 2a, let it be dA, by a small distance constitute an electric dipole. We have electric dipole moment P, it's a vector quantity, it acts from minus q to plus q. Okay, electric dipole moment P vector is equal to q into 2a, it's a vector quantity, we can just take it as P vector here, unit vector to represent as a vector. Electric dipole moment is product of one of the charges and distance between the charges, its unit is coulomb meter. Q, charge, unit of charge is coulomb, 2a, distance, unit of distance is meter, therefore coulomb meter is the unit for electric dipole moment. Now the question is, an electric dipole is placed at an angle 30 degree with electric field value is given. It experiences a torque 8 Newton meter. Torque tau is equal to calculate torque tau is equal to Pe sin theta. Torque tau is equal to Pe sin theta. When a dipole is placed in an electric field, it will experience torque. If it is kept in uniform electric field, it will experience torque. If it is kept in non-uniform electric field, in addition to torque, it will experience force. P is equal to Q into 2a. So that let us substitute Q into 2a is electric field and sin theta, and we have sin theta here. We have to calculate Q, then rearrange the equation. Q is equal to torque tau divided by 2a E electric field sin theta. Torque value is given in the question. Torque is 8 Newton, unit for torque is Newton meter. So torque is 8 divided by 2a, distance between the two charges. Distance between the two charges 2a, it is given as 1 centimeter. Sometimes in problems they will mention distance of the charge from the center. That will be only a. Whereas in this case it is given dipole length. Dipole length means distance between the two charges as it is given as 1 centimeter. Therefore, it is 1 into 10 power minus 2 meter. We have to use only SI systems in calculations. E is electric field, its value is given 2 into 10 power 5. 2 into 10 power 5 sin theta. So, it is 30 degree, sin 30. So, it is sin 30 degree. That is equal to 8 divided by 10 power minus 2 into 10 power 5 into sin 30. Sin 30 values 1 by 2. Then what happens? This 2 gets cancelled. 10 power minus 2 here, 10 power 5 is there. Therefore, this will become 10 power 3. When it goes to numerator, that will become 10 power minus 3. Therefore, charge Q is equal to 8 into 10 power minus 3. Unit for charge is coulomb. Coulomb can be written as 8 into, this is 10 power minus 3, isn't it? That can be taken as directly millicoulomb, 8m, small m. We have to mention small m coulomb. If it is capital M, that becomes mega, 10 power 6. So this is the answer. Torque tau is equal to P sin theta is the formula. P is equal to Q into 2A electric dipole moment. P is equal to Q into 2A. E is electric field. Sin theta values 30 degree. Sin theta values 30 degree. When we get such problems, you should ensure what is the exact angle given. This is angle between the electric dipole and electric field. Sometimes they will mention angle between the electric dipole and normal. Okay, that you have to be very careful. If we just cancel, we are getting Q is equal to 8 into 10 power minus 3, that is 8 millicoulomb, 8 millicoulomb. Hope you understand this. In case, if you are asked to calculate potential, energy, then what we have to use? We have to use different formula, that is P is equal to, U is equal to minus PE cos theta. U is equal to minus PE cos theta. U is equal to minus PE cos theta. U is equal to minus PE cos theta is the formula to calculate potential. When in the electric dipole, what is the potential energy stored? When we are rotating the electric dipole in electric field, we have to do some work. That work is stored as electrostatic potential energy. For that, U is equal to minus PE cos theta. Actually, in this problem, we are asked to calculate only charge, but let us learn additionally. That's equal to minus P, Q into 2A, Q into 2A. Charge just now we have calculated is 8 into 10 power minus 3. That's what we have calculated now. E is electric field, that's Q into 2A. That is 2A distance is 1 centimeter. As per the data, it is 1 centimeter. Therefore, 1 into 10 power minus 2 into E, electric field. Electric field is 2 into 10 power 5. 2 into 10 power 5. Okay. And cos 30 degree is root 3 by 2, correct? Cos 30 is root 3 by 2, then this is equal to, you get 2 into 2 gets cancelled, then you get minus 8 root 3, minus 8 root 3, 10 power minus 3 is here, 10 power minus 2 is there, this is 10 power 5, this gets cancelled. What we are calculating? We are calculating electrostatic potential energy. That is, a unit for electrostatic potential energy is joule. Unit for energy is joule. Unit for electrostatic potential energy is joule. In case of atomic physics and nuclear physics, we use an unit for energy as electron volt, where 1 electron volt is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joule. Hope you understand this. Let us go to next problem. See here, charges are there in different surfaces. What is the charge? We have to arrange it in order. Flux. 4 Gaussian surfaces are given below with the charges inside each Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface, it is imaginary surface, we have already seen that. Rank the electric flux. We have to calculate electric flux through each Gaussian surface. We have to arrange it in increasing order. Keep it in mind. Increasing order. Whether it is increasing order or decreasing order, that you have to note down when you read the question carefully. We have to arrange in increasing order. Flux pi is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times charge enclosed by the surface. Flux pi is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times charge enclosed by the surface. Now let us take D. In case of D, what is the charge enclosed? You just see that in case of D, only minus Q is there. In case of D, there is only minus Q. In case of D, only minus Q is there. So we can write that in that case, flux will be equal to, flux at D will be equal to 1 by epsilon naught times minus Q, 1 by epsilon naught times minus Q. And if you go for C, if you look at C, you have, in C we have minus Q and plus Q. In C we have minus Q, also we have plus Q. Therefore, we can write that due to C there is 1 by epsilon naught times due to minus Q plus 1 by epsilon naught flux due to plus Q. We can take it this way. We know that in case of plus and minus both are there, force line starts at positive charge and terminates at negative charge. It goes like this, isn't it? Force line starts at positive charge and terminates at negative charge. Force lines will be like this. Then, if you look at B, we have, just look at this B. If you look at B, we have, in B minus Q and plus 2Q. So, in B we have minus Q and plus 2Q there. Then flux due to B is equal to 1 by epsilon naught minus Q plus 1 by epsilon naught times due to plus 2Q. You see that when the amount of charge increases, force lines also will increase. When the amount of charge increases, force lines also will increase, therefore flux also will increase. Then if you go for A, in A we have, A is the surface area where entire Gaussian surfaces are enclosed, isn't it? So, minus Q plus 2Q, therefore minus Q and plus 3Q. There, if you consider A, we have minus Q and we have plus 3Q. Then flux there will be by A will be equal to 1 by epsilon naught times due to minus Q plus 1 by epsilon naught times due to plus 3Q. As the number of charges increases, flux will increase. So, only due to minus Q, electric flux due to plus Q also. Minus Q, electric flux due to plus Q. Minus Q plus electric flux due to 3Q. So, if you are writing in increasing order, it goes like this: DCBA. So, DCBA will be the answer. DCBA. If it is in increasing order, DCBA. Okay. Indeed is greater than CS. So, this will be the answer. In case if it is as in decreasing order, then reverse one. This will be the answer. In case if it is as in decreasing order. For this question, choice A is the answer. Hope you understand this. We should understand. We have to recall this equation, Gauss law. Flux phi is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times charge enclosed by the surface. Flux phi is equal to closed integral E dA cos theta. That we have to recall there. And we should also know that when the charge increases, electric field increases and the flux increases. Okay. Hope you understand this. Thank you. We will go to the next problem. It is also a similar question. The total electric flux for the following closed surface which is kept inside water. This is kept in water. You see that it is kept in water. Okay. For water, relative permittivity. Is 80. For water, relative permittivity is 80. In case of air, for air or vacuum, its value is 1. We know that phi is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times charge enclosed by the surface. 1 by epsilon naught times charge enclosed by the surface. So, here what are the charges kept here? Minus Q, plus Q and plus 2Q. So, we can take that it is minus Q, plus Q and plus 2Q. So, we can just take it as 2Q, by epsilon naught, 2Q by epsilon naught. Epsilon is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r. Epsilon equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r. Therefore, here we can write that 2Q divided by 80 into epsilon naught, Then we get 1 divided by or Q divided by 40 epsilon naught, Flux phi is equal to Q divided by 40 epsilon naught. Q divided by 40 epsilon naught will be the answer. We should know that the epsilon or relative permittivity for water is 80. That is what we should keep it in mind. For air or vacuum, epsilon r value is 1. Equation for epsilon r is epsilon r equal to epsilon by epsilon naught. relative permittivity. It has no unit because it's a ratio. It has no unit, it's a ratio. Even in case of magnetic field, we have mu suffix r equal to just like this, mu by mu naught. Relative permeability. This is permittivity, that is permeability. For relative permeability, there is no unit. Epsilon naught 8.854 into 10 power minus 12. Mu naught 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. Mu naught 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. So I hope you get this. If you look at this graph for a potential, in case of a sphere, in case of a charged sphere, electric field will be the same inside. Electric field will be equal inside. If R is radius, if capital R is radius, O is the center, electric field inside will be equal, and when we are going away from this, electric potential value decreases. V is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R, V equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught R. As distance increases, it is inversely proportional to R, V is inversely proportional to R. As distance increases, potential decreases from R, from the R. Till R, the potential is constant. Till R, potential is constant. And after that is outside the sphere, as R value increases, potential value will decrease because it is inversely proportional. Therefore, B must be the answer. In case of electric field, this will be the graph. In case of electric field, instead of potential, see, this is potential, isn't it? Instead of potential, if it is asked electric field, in case of electric field, this will be the graph. Till R, that is inside the sphere. Electric field is 0. Inside the sphere, electric field is 0 because no charge is enclosed by the surface. Therefore, electric field will be 0. Outside the sphere, as distance increases, electric field will decrease. So, this is graph for electric field. This is graph for electric potential for a charged sphere. Hope you get this. Let us go to the next problem. This is a parallel plate capacitor stores a charge Q at a voltage V. Suppose the area of the parallel plate capacitor and the distance between the plates are each doubled, then which is the quantity that will change? Capacitance. For capacitor, this is the formula, isn't it? C is equal to Q divided by V. That is another equation. C is equal to epsilon naught A divided by D. There are two equations for capacitance. Capacitance of a capacitor is ratio between charge given to the plates and potential developed between the plates. C is equal to Q by V. Unit for capacitance is farad. Generally we use microfarad and picofarad. Micro is 10 power minus 6, pico is 10 power minus 12. C is equal to Q by V. C is equal to epsilon naught A by D. Capacitance of a capacitor is fixed. For example, if it is a 10 microfarad capacitor, that capacitance value is not going to change based on V. That we should keep it in mind. Capacitance value is not going to change. For example, if for household supply we are using 220 voltage. Even if it is conducted 110 voltage, the capacitance of the capacitor will not change, that is fixed. So, by changing V, C is not going to change. But by changing A and D, A or D, capacitor value will change. Capacitance of the capacitor will be changed either by changing epsilon naught or area of the plate, because when we change area, what happens? The charge, we can accommodate more charges, okay. Then by changing area and D, distance between the plates. Distance between the plates also will influence on C. But by changing V, we are not going to change C value. A parallel plate capacitor stores a charge Q at voltage V. Suppose the area of the parallel plate capacitor and the distance between the plates are doubled. Both are doubled. C1 equal to epsilon naught A1 divided by d1. C2 is equal to epsilon naught 2 times of area and 2 times of the distance. Therefore 2 into A1 divided by 2 into D1. 2 gets cancelled, then we get C1, Between the plates, double, then which is the quantity that will change? Which is the quantity? See that capacitance value is not, but actually by changing area or D, capacitance value can be changed. Here both are doubled. Therefore, the capacitor value will remain the same. Capacitance will remain the same. It will remain the same. It is not going to change. Charge also will remain the same. As this remains C is equal to Q by V. They are not charging the capacitor. It is also going to change. V also going to change. It is not. These three will remain the same. Capacitance of the capacitor, charge in the capacitor, voltage in the capacitor, that will remain the same. Whereas energy density, therefore energy density will change. In case if only area is changed, if area is doubled, but distance remains the same. If area is doubled, only the area is doubled. If the area is become 2 times and distance remains the same, in that case C3 is equal to epsilon naught 2 times of A1 divided by simply D1. So that will become 2 times of C1. If only area is doubled and distance remains constant, then you could see that capacitance is doubled. Capacitance of the capacitor is changing. As in this problem, both are doubled, then capacitance will remain the same, only energy density would change. Hope you get this. We will go to the next problem. Here, this talks about Coulomb's law of electrostatics and Newton's law of gravitation. Coulomb's law of electrostatics. Force of attraction or repulsion between 2 point charges is directly proportional to product of the charges and inversely proportional to square of the distance between the 2 charges. This is Coulomb's law of electrostatics. Force is inversely proportional to distance, therefore it is known as inverse square law. Newton's law of gravitation, force of attraction, we should not say force of repulsion. Objects are not going to repel, okay, they are going to attract only. Force of attraction is directly proportional to product of the masses, inversely proportional to square of the distance. This is also inverse square law. Suppose a charge plus Q on Earth's surface and another charge plus Q on charge is placed on the surface of the moon. One charge is kept on Earth. One charge Q is kept on Earth and another charge is kept on moon. Moon is natural satellite for Earth, isn't it? Calculate the value of Q required to balance the gravitational attraction between Earth and moon. There will be gravitational force of attraction between Earth and moon. Suppose the distance between the moon and the Earth is off. Will there be change in Q? That is the question. Coulomb's law force is force F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2. Therefore Q square by, let the distance between Earth and the moon be R, then R square. Here these two must be equal. The electrostatic force and Newton's force must be equal. Gravitational force must be equal. Then this must be equated to capital G, where capital G is gravitational constant. Capital G is gravitational constant 6.6 into 10 power minus 11. 6.6 into 10 power minus 11 approximately. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 power 9. G into M1 into M2 divided by square of the distance. For both the cases, distance is the same, isn't it? So this gets cancelled. We have to calculate value of charge. Q square is equal to capital G, that is 6.6 into 10 power minus 11. M1, mass of the earth, it's given 5.9 into 10 power 24 kilogram. Mass of moon given 7.9 into 10 power 22. And this 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught value 9 into 10 power 9. So that comes into denominator 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught value is 9 into 10 power 9, then it will come to denominator 9 into 10 power 9. Okay, that's all. With this equation we can find out value of q. If we cancel this, we will get value of q is approximately 6 into 10 power 13, 6 into 10 power 13. If we solve this, we will get approximately 6 into 10 power 13. Charge, q is charge. Unit for charge is coulomb. Unit for charge is coulomb. Second part of the question is, suppose the distance between the moon and earth is reduced to half. If it is reduced to half, this will become r by 2 square. This will also become r by 2 square. So it is going to get cancelled again. So by reducing the distance or by increasing the distance, the quantity of charge is not going to change. The distance is reduced to half. If the distance is reduced to half, or even if the distance is doubled, quantity of charge value will not change because the distance is there on either side, that is going to get cancelled. So whether it is r or r by 2 or r square, whatever it is going to get cancelled. We are calculating charge. Unit for charge is coulomb, C. Hope you get this. We will go to the next problem. Here we have to calculate flux. We have to calculate flux for the given surface. A closed triangular box is kept in an electric field of magnitude E value. E is equal to electric field E is equal to 2 into 10 power 3. 2 into 10 power 3 Newton per coulomb. Newton per coulomb. As shown in the figure. Calculate the electric flux through the vertical rectangular surface. So at the back side, this is a vertical rectangular surface, isn't it? And slanting surface, this is the slanting surface, just like a ramp, slanting surface, and for the entire surface. Flux, we have to calculate flux. Formula for flux, equation for flux, pi is equal to, we have closed integral E dA cos theta, closed integral E dA cos theta. From Gauss law, we have flux pi is equal to closed integral E dA cos theta. That's equal to, for the first case, let us have pi suffix a for the first case, that is equal to E electric field E, that is 2 into 10 power 3, data given in the question. Closed integral dA, that's we are going to get the area, we have to get the area. See here, for this area, this is rectangle, isn't it? Therefore 5 into 15, length into breadth, 5 into 15, therefore 5 into 15. This is in centimeter, that is also in centimeter. Okay, we have to convert into meter, therefore we will get 10 power minus 4, we will get 10 power minus 4. Cos theta, what is theta? Theta is the angle between normal to the surface and direction of electric field. Theta is the angle between normal to the surface and direction of electric field. You see here, electric field is acting along this direction, it is also normal. Electric field is incident normally on the backside surface. Therefore, theta is equal to 0, cos 0 is 1, cos 0 is 1. Then we get that, this is 2 into 5, 10, 10 into 15, 115. We get 115 into 10 power minus 1. So, we can write that is equal to 15, that is equal to 15. We are calculating flux. Flux is number of lines crossing the area. Flux is number of lines crossing the area. It's a mere number. It's not a vector quantity. It is a scalar quantity. It's a scalar quantity. Unit we can get from this E. What is unit for electric field? Newton per coulomb. Newton per coulomb. Area. What is the unit for area? Meter square. Meter square. Theta. For theta, it's only, we measure only the angle, degree, did not to mention. So, n c power minus 1 and m square is the unit for flux. Now, second part of the question is pi at B. Slanted surface, this inclined surface, we have to calculate it here, okay. Now, to understand that, you just imagine this, a straight line like this. Imagine a straight line. In case instead of it is a triangular box like this, if it is a cubical box like this, imagine it is a box like this. If it is a box like this, then At this point also, at this point, this will be the normal, that will be the normal, and electric field will be acting along this direction. In that case, theta will be 90 degree. In that case, theta will be 90 degree. But it is a rectangular box as it is given, and also it is inclined like this. It is inclined like this. It is inclined. Okay. It is now this angle is 60. This angle is 60 degree. This angle is 60 degree. Now, if it is like this, if this angle is 60 degree, then obviously this angle is angle of inclination. This angle is going to be 30 degree, isn't it? This angle is going to be 30 degree. So it means that the surface is tilted for 30 degree. This surface is tilted for 30 degree. This surface is tilted for 30 degree. When this surface is tilted for 30 degree, it is obvious that the normal will also go by 30 degree. Therefore, this angle will, it has gone for 30 degree, it has gone for 30 degree, it has gone for 30 degree. Therefore, this angle will be, now the angle between normal to the surface, angle between normal to the surface and direction of electric field, this will be 60 degree. Angle between normal to the surface and electric field will be 60 degree. I repeat this. It is inclined. You just imagine a rectangular box like this. Imagine a cubical box like this. This is direction of electric field. Electric field goes straight. Electric field goes like this. Electric field goes like this. In that case, this is normal. In that case, this is normal. It is given it is 60 degree. Therefore, this angle must be 30 degree. This angle must be 30 degree. So, a straight surface is inclined for 30 degree. When it is straight surface, this is normal. When it is inclined for 30 degree, when it is tilted like this for 30 degree, then obviously the normal will get rotated by 30 degree. When this is gone for 30 degree, then angle between the electric field which was already going along this direction and normal to the surface, normal to this surface and electric field will be 60 degree. So, theta is equal to 60 in this case, theta is equal to 60 in that case. For that surface, and you see that this length is given as 15 centimeter, this is given as 5 centimeter, and we have to calculate this. We can calculate this length. Now we can take either this from this is, you see that this is opposite side, this is adjacent side, this is hypotenuse. We are not given opposite side. If you calculate, if you take 60 degree, then we cannot take sin theta, we have to take cos theta. Cos 60 we can go with. Or if you want to go with sin theta, that's also fine, because this is normal, this is 60 degree, therefore this angle is going to be 30 degree. If you take sin theta here, 30 here, opposite angle is given. We can choose either cos theta or sin theta, no issue. If I take sin 30 here, if I take sin 30 there, then I get sin 30 degree. Sin 30 degree is equal to, sin theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. Sin theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. Here what is opposite side? Opposite side is 5 centimeter given, 5 centimeter. That is 5 into 10 power minus 2, 5 into 10 power minus 2. Hypotenuse, that's what we have to calculate. That is hypotenuse, that let it be h, let it be h. Then h is equal to, we write that h is equal to 5 into 10 power minus 2 divided by sin 30. Sin 30 value is 1 by 2. Then it goes up, then we get h is equal to 10 into 10 power minus 2, 10 into 10 power minus 2 meter. Therefore, this length is equal to 10 centimeter, that is equal to 10 centimeter, 10 into 10 power minus 2 meter. Now, we have to find out the area, this 10 centimeter and 15 centimeter, 10 into 15, 10 into 15. Now, pi sub x b is equal to electric field is the same, as per the data it is 2 into 10 power 3, 2 into 10 power 3, electric field is the same, and the area is 10 centimeter into 15 centimeter, therefore 10 into 15 centimeter, therefore 10 power minus 4, 10 power minus 4, cos theta. In previous case, the electric field was normal to the surface, therefore theta was 0, cos 0 is 1, so we have simply left it. Now here it is 60 degree, cos 60 cos 60 is again 1 by 2. Cos 60 is again 1 by 2. Sin 30 is also 1 by 2. Cos 60 is also 1 by 2. So we have to multiply this with 1 by 2. That is equal to 2 gets cancelled. 2 gets cancelled. Then we get 10 into 15, 150. 10 into 15, 150. 10 power 3 is here. 10 power minus 4 is there. Then you get 10 power minus 1. So that is equal to 15. That is equal to 15. Unit the same. Newton per coulomb meter square. So this is electric flux on this inclined surface. That is electric flux on the inclined surface. For the entire surface. Okay, if you just look at this direction, if you look at this portion, this is normal to the surface. Electric field is acting along this direction. This is normal to the surface. Then theta is equal to 90. Cos 90 is 0. So this side is not going to contribute for the flux. Even similarly, that's the opposite side. That also theta is equal to 90. That is also not going to contribute. So then, if you are taking the entire flux, we can just treat that there is no charge enclosed by the surface. We have pi is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times charge enclosed by the surface. For the entire surface, as per the data, no charge is within the surface. It's only kept in electric field. There is no charge within the surface. There is no charge. Therefore, flux must be 0. Flux must be 0 if you consider the entire surface, because there is no charge kept inside the surface. Okay. Just we are applying Gauss law. Pi is equal to closed integral E dA cos theta. Hope you understand this. Okay. And we'll go for one more problem. Okay, if you just look at this, a spark plug in a bike. Hope you must have seen the spark plug. Sometimes when a bike gets wet in rain, sometimes we are finding it difficult to start and we kick. Then what happens? We just take the spark plug. It is called spark plug because that will create spark here. Okay, and what do we just clean that? If there is water, if moisture is there, we just clean. Even if you go to mechanic shop also, it just cleans that with salt pepper, and if it is rubbed, then it will work. Spark plug in a bike or in a car, even in car, actually it is used to ignite the petrol. Air fuel mixer in the engine. It consists of two electrodes separated by a gap around 0.6 millimeter. Then distance, as per the data, distance is equal to 0.6 millimeter, which is equal to 0.6 into 10 power minus 3 meter. 0.6 into 10 power minus 3 meter. To create a spark, an electric field of magnitude 3 into 10 power 6 volt per meter is applied. Electric field, as per the data, electric field equal to 3 into 10 power 6, 3 into 10 power 6 volt per meter is required. What potential difference must be applied to produce the spark? Hope you recall this equation. We have E is equal to minus dV by dx. E is equal to minus dV by dx. Electric field at a point is negative potential gradient. This equation relates electric field, electric potential and distance. This negative sign indicates that along the direction of electric field, dV by dx value decreases. Along the direction of electric field, dV by dx value decreases. That's what the negative sign indicates. Well, let us consider only the magnitude here. Then we can write that E is equal to dV by dx. For convenience, to take E is equal to d by x. We have to calculate V. Then V is equal to E into d. We have to calculate potential. V is equal to E into d. E value is given in the question, that is 3 into 10 power 6, and d. D is the distance, that is 0.6 into 10 power 0.6 into 10 power minus 3. That's equal to 3 6 are 18. So it is 1.8. 1.8 into 10 power 3. 1.8 into 10 power 3 voltage. 1.3 into 10 power 8 voltage. We are calculating potential difference voltage. See the second part of the question. What potential difference must be applied to produce the spark? If the gap is increased, does the potential difference increase or decrease? When D increases, what will be the impact on V? That is the question. You see that this is the formula. We have E is equal to V by D, isn't it? E is equal to V by D. See that, or V is equal to E into D. If the gap is increased, does the potential difference increases or decreases? Okay, if the D increases, V equal to E into D, isn't it? If D increases, yes, it will have impact on V. It will have impact on when for the given constant electric field, if D increases, V will increase because it is directly proportional for the given fixed electric field. If D decreases, V will decrease. Find the potential difference if the gap is 1 millimeter. Now D value is 1 millimeter. D value is 1 millimeter. Now let us take that D is equal to 1 millimeter, which is equal to 1 into 10 power minus 3 meter. 1 into 10 power minus 3 meter. Now we have to calculate potential with the same equation. V is equal to E into D. V is equal to E into D, where E is 3 into 10 power 6. E is 3 into 10 power 6. And the distance 1 into 10 power minus 3. 1 into 10 power minus 3. So 1 into 3 is just 3 and it is 10 power 3. So 3 into 10 power 3. 3 into 10 power 3 voltage. 3 into 10 power 3 voltage. See the previous case, this can be written as 1800 voltage, 1800 voltage. Now we get 3000 voltage. So the previous case it is 0.6 millimeter, now it is 1 millimeter. So distance has increased, distance between the 2 points here has increased. As distance increases, potential also increases. Okay, E is equal to V by D. Actually electric field is negative potential gradient, that is the formula we are using. E is equal to dV by dx. Students, we hope you understand the problems. Whenever you find time, you can watch this video. That is the purpose we are working on. Hope you understand this concept. We request you to give your feedback to our Sri Vidyalakshmi Matriculation Higher Secondary School YouTube channel. It could be appreciation or even it could be criticism. It's welcome. To improve ourselves, we expect you to give your valuable feedback. The YouTube channel நீங்கள் பார்த்துட்டு உங்களோட ஃபீட்பேக் எங்களுக்கு கொடுங்க. அது வந்து பாசிட்டிவ் கமெண்ட்ஸ் இருந்தாலும் பரவாயில்ல, நீங்கள் எங்களை கிரிட்டிசைஸ் பண்ணால் கூட பரவாயில்ல, உங்களோட ஜென்யூன் கமெண்ட்ஸ் எங்களுக்கு கொடுங்க டு இம்ப்ரூவ் அவர் செல்ஃப். Okay, we are working hard to improve. We are working hard to improve ourselves. We are working hard to help students community. Thank you students. Thank you children. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you. If you like this video, please subscribe. If you like this video, if you think it's useful, you can suggest your friends to watch and subscribe. Thank you.